Sir, special guest of honor, Dr. Devendra Kumar Sharma, Director of Department of Higher Education, Ministry of Education. Dr. Devendra Kumar Tripathi, the Joint Secretary from UGC. Dr. R. Sujata Madam from Varvani Foundation. Professor A.S. Randevi Sir, the Registrar of Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya. Professor Amit Saxena Sir, the IQAC Director. Professor Shailendra Kumar, the Dean Student Welfare, Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya. Professor Manish Srivastava, the advisor of this tutoring workshop. And last but not the least, Professor And now, before we begin, we would like to acknowledge our guest. We are truly honored to have such esteemed guests with us today, and it is a tradition at Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya to express our gratitude and respect with a small token of appreciation. For this, I request Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Alok Kumar Chakravarti Sir to present a beautiful sapling to our special guest of honor, Mr. Devendra Kumar Sharma, the Director of Higher Education, Ministry of Education, Government of India, as a mark of our warm welcome and to present short, Shrifal and Again, we request Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir to please welcome Dr. Jitendra Kumar Tripathi. We request Honorable Sir to please welcome Dr. Jitendra Kumar Tripathi, the Joint Secretary of UGC, New Delhi. Give a huge round of applause, please. Shawl, Shrifal and memento as the token of gratitude from Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya. Once again requesting Professor Chakrawal to please welcome Dr. R. Sujata, today's guest of honor, currently leading Wadhwani Ignite from Wadhwani Foundation. Put your hands together as we welcome Dr. R. Sujata, Madam from Wadhwani Foundation. Thank you so much, sir. Now I request Director of UGC-MMTTC, Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya, Professor Ratnesh Singh, to please welcome Chief Guest of today's inauguration function, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Alok Kumar Chakrawal, sir, by presenting shawl, shrifal and bouquet. Once again requesting sir to welcome Professor A.S. Randive, the Registrar of Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya, by presenting sapling, shawl, shrifal and memento. In the sequence, again requesting sir to please welcome Professor Amit Saxena, sir, the Director of IQAC, Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya. Continuing the sequence, I request sir to please welcome Professor Shailendra Kumar, the Dean Student Welfare, Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya. Also requesting to welcome Professor Manish Srivastav, sir, advisor of this two-day UGC workshop. Put your hands together as we welcome esteemed guests on the line. And last but not the least, I request Assistant Director, Professor Raghavendra Singh, sir, to please come on the stage. And welcome the convener of this program, Professor Raghavendra Singh. Thank you so much, sir. To officially open the proceedings, we would like to invite Professor Alok Kumar Chakrawal, sir, to please come forward and deliver the welcome speech marking the beginning of this event. Please join me in welcoming Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, with a warm round of applause.
और बाबा गुरु घासीदास जी के चरणों में मैं नमन करता हूँ। ये गुरु घासीदास विश्वविद्यालय के लिए गर्व का विषय है कि यूनिवर्सिटी ग्रांट कमीशन ने इस विश्वविद्यालय को UGC-MMTTC सेंट्रल जोन रीजनल वर्कशॉप के लिए अपना कुमार त्रिपाठी जी का अंतर्मन से आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। हमारे लिए गर्व का विषय है कि 36 अलग अलग MMTTC के डायरेक्टर्स, IIMs के डायरेक्टर्स और डिफरेंट अदर सेंट्रल इंस्टीट्यूट्स के डायरेक्टर्स यहाँ पर इस सभागार में उपस्थित हैं। स्वागत की इस बेला पर मैं चाहूँगा कि जिन भी महोदय का मैं नाम लूँ वो एक बार अपने स्थान से खड़े हों और आप सभी लोग दिल खोल करके तालियों से उनका स्वागत करें। सबसे पहले मैं मिनिस्ट्री से हमारे डायरेक्टर श्री देवेंद्र कुमार शर्मा जी को निवेदन करूंगा कि वो अपने स्थान से खड़े हों और उनके स्वागत में तालियों में कोई कमी नहीं होनी चाहिए। डॉक्टर जितेंद्र कुमार त्रिपाठी जी जो यूजीसी से, मैडम आर सुजाता फ्रॉम वाधवानी फाउंडेशन, श्री राहुल भट्ट जी डीजीएम IIM इंदौर, राहुल जी, डॉक्टर सुभाष केंद्रे जी, स्वागत है सुभाष जी आपका, डॉक्टर धीरेन पंड्या जी MMTC डायरेक्टर, नागराजू जी स्वागत है सर आपका, प्रोफेसर राजेंद्र N शिरसाट जी तुमचा स्वागत आहे सर इकडे, बरं आवडलं तुम्हाला? छान वाटलं या. नेक्स्ट प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर प्रकाश फ्रॉम पुणे, प्रकाश जी आपका स्वागत है, डॉक्टर मोहम्मद अतीक जी संत बाबा गाडगे यूनिवर्सिटी, आपका तालियां बजती रहनी चाहिए, इसमें कहीं कोई कमी नहीं होनी चाहिए. प्रोफेसर SS पाटिल सर आपका स्वागत है, डॉक्टर CG देखे सर स्वागत है सर, जोरदार तालियां, बहुत तेजी से बजनी चाहिए. प्रोफेसर जयश्री शिंदे मैडम, मैडम आपका स्वागत है. हमारे परम प्रिय मित्र प्रोफेसर राजेश कुमार दुबे जी, तालियां बजती रहनी चाहिए. प्रोफेसर प्रीति सुरेश जी रायपुर से, डॉक्टर नमिता शर्मा जी इंदौर से, डॉक्टर RT बेद्रे सर आपका स्वागत है. प्रोफेसर अनुरोध सिंह सिसोदिया जी ग्वालियर, धीरे धीरे गति कम हो रही है और तेजी खाली हो जाएगी. डॉक्टर संजीव पांडे जी जो हमारे बहुत पुराने मित्र हैं, जबलपुर से आ रहे हैं. प्रोफेसर SB पटेल का सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ गुजरात गांधीनगर, प्रोफेसर जगदीश जोशी जी केम साहब मजामा, प्रोफेसर मितेश जायसवाल जी विद्यानगर, प्रोफेसर विद्या वेंकटेशन जी स्वागत है आपका, प्रोफेसर गोपाल कृष्ण ठाकुर जी, आपको डिपेंडेंट किधर है? I guess he is not here. Along with that, there are people from UGC. I guess Nancy. Where is Nancy? Big hand. Big round of applause. Then Mangat Ram ji. Where is Mangat Ram ji? आपका भी स्वागत है. राजकुमार जी. I guess Rajkumar ji is here. Sumant sir, where is Sumant ji? Okay, and there are other executives from the UGC. I would request them to please stand up. There are 3 other executives. They are from ministry. Okay, you please stand up. All of these. Maybe that is not there, but we'll certainly acknowledge their names later on. And this is a wonderful time for me. अभी 2 दिनों से, कल से और आज तक में बहुत तरह की बातें हो रही हैं. एक पीड़ा जो मेरे मन में आज भी है, और वो ये है कि भारत इतना विशाल देश है, 140 करोड़ से ज़्यादा लोग हैं. I guess nobody would mind if I speak in Hindi, because most of you understand this language. And I love speaking in Hindi. There's no problem. Everybody even you can make it from Karnataka also, right? So, External Affairs, Ministry of Culture, Ministry of Railway, ऐसे कर देखा जाए तो क्योंकि 12 अलग-अलग मिनिस्ट्रीज यूनिवर्सिटीज चलाती हैं, केवल एजुकेशन मिनिस्ट्री नहीं चलाती है. इतना खर्च होने के बावजूद आज भी हम वर्ल्ड की टॉप 100 यूनिवर्सिटीज में नहीं आते. उसके पीछे कारण क्या है, ये समझने की आवश्यकता है. और कारण ये है कि हम अपने फोकस में कहीं ना कहीं चूक कर जाते हैं। कहाँ ध्यान देना है, किस चीज़ पर ध्यान देना है, वहाँ हम ध्यान नहीं देते। एक साइकोलॉजी की बात होता है, एक व्यक्ति बना असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर, तुरंत उसका ध्यान लगता है कि कैसे मैं एसोसिएट बन जाऊँ, और दौड़ धूप शुरू हो जाती है एसोसिएट बनने की। एसोसिएट बना नहीं कि दौड़ शुरू हो जाती है प्रोफेसर बनने की। प्रोफेसर बना नहीं कि दौड़ शुरू होती है डायरेक्टर बनने की, डीन बनने की, वाइस चांसलर बनने की। इस दौड़ में हम ये भूल जाते हैं कि बेसिकली हम शिक्षक हैं, बेसिकली वी आर टीचर्स। और अगर एक टीचर का काम क्या होता है, बच्चे का भविष्य संभालना। एक टीचर का काम ये होता है कि वो बच्चे को कैसे एक अच्छा सिटीजन बनाए। एक टीचर का काम ये होता है कि वेल राउंडेड ग्रेजुएट कैसे बनाए। नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी टॉक्स अबाउट ऑल दिस थिंग्स, multidisciplinary education. There should not be any silos. So we are talking about breaking the silos. और उसके बाद एक बच्चे को इतना कैपेबल बनाए कि वो ग्रेजुएशन, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन या कोई भी डिग्री सर्टिफिकेट लेने के बाद अपने आप को एनेबल समझे। मगर होता ये है कि जैसे जैसे बच्चा डिग्री ज़्यादा अर्न करता जाता है, वैसे वैसे उसमें फ्रस्ट्रेशन बढ़ता है, वैसे वैसे उसमें अंदर से एक आत्मग्लानि खड़ी होती है, मैं कुछ नहीं करता। ये वेदना, जिस दिन हमने इस पर टारगेट कर लिया, फोकस नहीं होता। अभी कल हमारी स्टैंडिंग कमेटी की एक मीटिंग थी, उसमें मैं स्टैंडिंग कमेटी की मीटिंग में कई सारी बातें बताता हूँ, अलग अलग अनुभव अपने शेयर करता हूँ। समय की कमी, हम ऑलरेडी आधा घंटा लेट चल रहे हैं, तो मैं उतना समय तो नहीं दूंगा क्योंकि वहाँ मेरा बड़ा डिटेल में लेक्चर होता है। एक छोटी सी बात होती है, एक आदमी था, फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप मान लीजिए मुल्ला नसरुद्दीन की बात कर रहा हूँ, तो वो सीमा पार करके कुछ तस्करी करता था, स्मगलिंग करता था, गधे पर घास लाद के ले जाता था। तो जो चौकीदार था, जो पुलिस का आदमी था, जो सिक्योरिटी का आदमी था, वो बाकायदा घास खुलवाता था और चेक करता था कि उसमें कहीं कोई ऐसी चीज़ें तो नहीं है, कीमती चीज़ें कि जो यहाँ से स्मगल करके ले जा रहा हो। तो पूरा चेक कर लेता था, नसरुद्दीन को भी चेक करता था या उस आदमी को चेक करता था कि भाई इस कपड़ों में कुछ तो नहीं है, मगर कुछ मिलता नहीं था। लगातार ये क्रम चलता रहा, बहुत दिनों तक चलता रहा, और उसको कभी कुछ ऐसा मिला नहीं कि हाँ वो कुछ स्मगल कर रहा है। बाद में वो सिपाही रिटायर हो गया, मगर उसके मन में ये शक जरूर था कि वो आदमी स्मगलर था, कुछ स्मगल करता था, मगर मुझे पता नहीं चला। तो जब वो रिटायर होने के बाद एक दिन उसने उसको पकड़ा कि भाई बता तो मुझे ये तो डाउट है कि तू स्मगलिंग करता था, मगर करता किस चीज़ से? तो उसने कहा भाई साहब मैं गधे की स्मगलिंग करता हूँ। फोकस कहाँ होना चाहिए, वो ध्यान की बात है। हमारा लक्ष्य, हम उसको ध्यान नहीं रखते। आज इस हिंदुस्तान में 1000 से ज़्यादा यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं। भारतवर्ष में इतनी यूनिवर्सिटी है। भारतवर्ष ने MMTTC के अंतर्गत ही पंडित मदन मोहन मालवीय मिशन फॉर टीचर्स एंड टीचिंग, इसके अंतर्गत ही एक बड़ा प्रोग्राम शुरू किया था जिसको लीड प्रोग्राम था, और लीड के करीब 10-12 बैचेस गए। मुझे नहीं पता कि लीड के कितने बैचेस में से कितने लोग वाइस चांसलर बने, मगर हम 21-22 लोग गए थे, उसमें से 6 वाइस चांसलर बने और अच्छी जगह वाइस चांसलर बने। हमने अच्छी जगह ट्रेनिंग ली और हमें बताया गया कि इंस्टीट्यूशन को कैसे लीड करना है, हिंदुस्तान में और हिंदुस्तान के बाहर भी। प्रोफेसर संजय श्रीवास्तव जो कि मोतिहारी में आजकल वाइस चांसलर, वो हमारी बैच के मेंबर थे। प्रोफेसर सुनील भागवत जो आईसर पुणे में आजकल डायरेक्टर, वो हमारे बैच में थे। प्रोफेसर राकेश सिंह जो आजकल इंदौर में वाइस चांसलर, वो हमारे बैच में थे। प्रोफेसर देवव्रत दास जो आसाम में वाइस चांसलर, हमारे बैच में थे। प्रोफेसर डी रवि कुमार जो आजकल साउथ में किसी बड़ी यूनिवर्सिटी के रजिस्ट्रार है। ऐसे कुल आधा दर्जन लोग हम लोग वाइस चांसलर बने। क्यों बने? फोकस क्लियर था, लक्ष्य क्लियर होना चाहिए। लक्ष्य अगर केंद्रित नहीं रखेंगे, और क्षमा करिएगा डायरेक्टर साहब लोग, मैं अगर कोई बात कहूँ और आपको बुरी लगे तो मुझे माफ करिएगा। हमारे गुजरात में एक कहावत है, वाटकी व्यवहार। वाटकी व्यवहार नहीं होना चाहिए। मैं तुम्हें अपने यहाँ बुलाऊं और तुम अपने यहाँ बुलाओ। कटोरी, शाम को जब गृहिणियाँ कुछ खाना बनाती हैं तो पड़ोस में एक कटोरी भर के वो दे के आते हैं, तो पड़ोस में से वही कटोरी भर के फिर वापस आते हैं। यानी मैं आपको अपने यहाँ लेक्चर लेने के लिए बुलाऊं, आप मेरे यहाँ बुलाएं, ये बात नहीं होनी चाहिए। क्षमा करिएगा मगर हकीकत है, बहुत सारे इंस्टीट्यूशंस में ऐसा होता है। अब ऑनलाइन हो जाने के बाद तो चीज़ें थोड़ी सी ईज हो गई है, पर जब फिजिकल मोड में चलता था ये एक बड़ी समस्या है। हम अपने आप को अपग्रेड नहीं कर पा रहे थे। यूजीसी का जो ओरिजिनल एकेडमिक स्टाफ कॉलेज का रिफ्रेशर या ओरिएंटेशन कोर्स का जो 4 वीक का प्रोग्राम था, मैं दावे के साथ कह रहा हूं, अगर उस 4 हफ्ते के प्रोग्राम को अच्छे से रन किया जाए, आप 101% दुनिया का बेहतरीन टीचर बना। अगर उस 4 हफ्ते का जो बनाया गया उसका सिलेबस मैं बताऊं, क्योंकि मैंने खुद एकेडमिक स्टाफ कॉलेज में ऐसी चीजों को ऑर्गेनाइज किया और हमने देखा लाइन लगी रहती थी लोगों की कि सर आप मुझे वहां लेक्चर लेने के लिए बुला लीजिए। मैं नहीं बुलाता था। मैं आज यहाँ भद्राई विश्वविद्यालय का नाम लेना चाहूँ। एक ऐसा दबंग डायरेक्टर था जिसने कभी भी गलत लोगों को अपने स्टाफ कॉलेज में आने नहीं, और उनका मैं इसलिए भी यहाँ नाम लेना चाहता हूँ कि मेरी ग्रूमिंग में उनका भी एक बड़ा हाथ है। भद्राई विश्वविद्यालय उन्होंने वॉलंटरी रिटायरमेंट ले लिया, मगर कभी भी गलत लोगों को स्टाफ कॉलेज में आने नहीं। बाद में वही HRDC बना, बाद में वही MMTC बना। आपको मैं बता दे रहा हूं, अगर आपने ठान लिया तो देश का बेहतरीन फैकल्टी आपको, कोई आपको रोक नहीं सकता, और आपके पास रिसोर्सेज पड़े हुए हैं। मगर समस्या ये है कि हम अपने लक्ष्य से कहीं कहीं भटक जाते हैं। क्षमा करिएगा कि स्वागत प्रवचन में ये बातें कहना शायद अच्छा नहीं लगता है, मगर मेरे मन में वेदना है, वो मैं बताऊंगा और मैं खुल के बोलूंगा कि बाकी व्यवहार मत करिए। आप अगर अच्छा कहीं, मैंने देखा है कई सारे डायरेक्टर्स को देखा है कि जो प्रोफाइल सर्च करते हैं और कहते हैं कि नहीं ये आदमी हमारे स्टाफ कॉलेज के लिए बढ़िया है, इसको बुलाया जाना चाहिए और ये हमारे लोगों को अवेलेबल करें। आज जब आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की बात चल रही है, आज जब इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टीज की बात चल रही है, आज जब डेटा माइनिंग की बात चल रही है, आज जब क्वांटम कंप्यूटिंग की बात चल रही है, ऐसे में हमें फैकल्टी मिलने बड़े मुश्किल है। ऐसे लोगों को हम क्यों नहीं बुला सकते? हम अपने स्टाफ का डेवलपमेंट क्यों नहीं कर सकते हैं? अपने फैकल्टीज का डेवलपमेंट क्यों नहीं कर सकते हैं? और हमें पेंसिल्वेनिया के ऊपर, हमें कैम्ब्रिज के ऊपर, हमें ऑक्सफोर्ड के ऊपर क्यों लाइन होना पड़ा, आधार आश्रित होना पड़े कि हमारे लीडर्स को वो डेवलप करेंगे? हम दुनिया के लीडर्स को यहाँ बनाएंगे। आज यूके का प्राइम मिनिस्टर हिंदुस्तान से जा रहा है, हो सकता है कल कनाडा का प्राइम मिनिस्टर यहाँ से निकले, हो सकता है कल USA का प्राइम मिनिस्टर यहाँ से निकले, और हम दुनिया को बताएंगे कि लीडरशिप क्या होती है। हम दूसरों से नहीं सीखेंगे, हम पूरी दुनिया को सिखाएंगे कि लीडर कैसे बनता है। हम अपने रिसोर्सेज को यहाँ क्यों नहीं रिटेन कर सकते? बात है फोकस की। हाँ, बात इस बात की है कि हम अपने लक्ष्य को पहले क्लियर करें। हमारा लक्ष्य क्या है? हमारा लक्ष्य पैसा इकट्ठा करना है, हमारा लक्ष्य पद को प्राप्त करना है, हमारा लक्ष्य अपने घर का कुंडा भरना है, या हमारा लक्ष्य देश को बनाना है? इदम नमः इदम राष्ट्राय नमः की बात को अगर हम पकड़ के चलेंगे, ये भारतवर्ष आने वाले में विश्व गुरु बनेगा। 2047 से पहले भारतवर्ष एक विकसित राष्ट्र बन जाएगा, जो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी की संकल्पना है, और उसमें सारे MMTC अपनी भूमिका निभा सकते हैं। इसको कोई रोक नहीं सकता है, बशर्ते कि हमने एक बार ये ठान लिया कि हमें भारतवर्ष को विकसित राष्ट्र बनाना है। ये एक ऐसा केंद्र है, आप इसके राजा हैं, आप इसके साम्राज्य को चला सकते हैं। मैंने अपने प्लेटफॉर्म को, अपने कैनवास को कैसे रखना है वो हमने डिसाइड किया। आपके MMTC के कैनवास को कैसे रखना है वो आपके हाथ में है। ये 2 दिन का वर्कशॉप इसी बात के लिए है कि आपको MMTTC को किस दिशा में ले जाना है, और इसको कैसे आप देश का एक बहुत बढ़िया सेंटर बना सकते हैं, जहां पर आने वाले समय में प्लानिंग कमीशन, हमारा जो नीति आयोग है, वो ये कहे कि MMTC राष्ट्र के निर्माण में, भारतवर्ष को विकसित राष्ट्र बनाने में अपनी भूमिका निभा सकता है। वो तब संभव होगा जब हम अपने सिलेबस को अच्छे से देखें, अपने करिकुलम को अच्छे से देखें, अपने लक्ष्य को अच्छे से देखें, और निश्चित रूप से आप लोग आने वाले समय के लीडर कहे जाएंगे। आने वाले समय में आप अपनी प्रासंगिकता को साबित करेंगे। इस 2 दिन के कार्यशाला में हम प्रयास करेंगे कि जितनी भी हम आपको अपनी विनम्रता से स्वागत योग्य चीजें प्रस्तुत कर सके, जरूर करेंगे। हमारे विश्वविद्यालय में आप आए हैं, इस प्रांगण का कोना कोना आपके आने से प्रफुल्लित हो उठा, और हम चाहेंगे कि इस प्रांगण को आप अच्छे से एंजॉय करें, इसको अच्छे से आत्मसात करें। और यहाँ ऐसी बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, मुझे लगता है कि आप अपने जीवन में चाहेंगे कि इनका अगर प्रादुर्भाव हो तो आपके जीवन में कुछ न कुछ अच्छा परिवर्तन आएगा। मैं आप सभी लोगों को पुनः एक बार इस विश्वविद्यालय में आने के लिए आपका धन्यवाद भी व्यक्त करता हूँ, और आप सभी लोगों का अंतर्मन से स्वागत करता हूँ। धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू। for such a wonderful word. It is important to understand the core objectives of this workshop and what we aim to achieve together over the course of these 2 days. To help us gain a clear perspective of this workshop, we have the privilege of having with us Dr. Devendra Kumar Sharma, the Director of Higher Education, Ministry of Education. Please give a warm round of applause as we invite Dr. Devendra Sharma sir to come forward and share his words with us.
Respected VC sir, all program directors from the Malvi Mission Teacher Training Centers of Central and Western Zone, Joint Secretary UGC, Registrar Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya, Sujata Madam from Wadhwani Foundation, faculty members, and I see some students also. I hope they are all students from the university. It's my privilege to be with us, with all of you, and I feel very elated that I get an opportunity to speak. So you all are esteemed, distinguished faculty members from higher education institution. So I am not something which I am going to tell you that is something new to you. I am just a small person. But the basic reason why we have gathered here, I will delve upon those issues. Actually, I needed some more time, but now since we are already late, and Director Sir has already mentioned about the basic objective of we coming together. So that has been very much evident from the very fact that since last evening itself we are getting opportunity to interact with each other. We came to know. We used to interact in online mode, but that was not that much effective. Which is when we meet in person, we share a lot of things. In the online mode, it's very difficult to share all which we want to share in normal mode. So that basic objective was that let us come together, have a dialogue, have a discussion, let us learn from each other. And it is very much evident from the inspiring talk which we have got from VC sir. So that kind of lightning atmosphere we wanted to have, where we will gather and discuss with each other. As you all are conducting one programs under the Malvi Mission Teacher Training Center. So I have a small presentation, but since time is short, so what I will do, I will leave this presentation for later time. Because our resource person in Delhi, she is waiting. She is from changing foundations. That is one of the critical elements that we have called her. Why that particular specific issue is required. Then she will be talking about the need for inclusive atmosphere in higher education ecosystem, and that will primarily focus on the need for inclusion of students with specific learning disabilities. She will talk about those things. So she is waiting there. So for a moment I will restrict to for my later on I will give a detailed presentation. I wanted to have some outreach also. I will also want to hear from your side, and at the same time we also wish to convey what are the expectations, some of the points VC sir has already mentioned. But there are some more issues which we also expect from all of you. So I will talk about those issues if given opportunity by Rajnesh ji. So I will need some more 10-15 minutes time, specifically for that purpose. And I will also do some outreach activity with regard to various other components of Malvi Mission Teacher Training Program, and I will talk about what is the philosophy behind inclusion of some of the critical components which we have added other than NEP orientation, refresher course, short-term program, and faculty induction program. So whenever we interact with all Malvi Mission Teacher Training Center, we generally get inputs about only 4 components. But beyond that, there are different components which we have added, keeping in view the requirements of various elements of national education policy. So I will also use that opportunity to convey about those initiatives, and I will request you all of you to become ambassador, because you interact with a lot of faculty in the different geographies. So you can do outreach activity on behalf of Ministry of Education also. So with this I conclude. I welcome and I thank Rishi sir for creating this opportunity, and rather we are thankful to him that he has organized this event in a wonderful manner. And so lively environment we are having here. It's very great thing, great work done by Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. This workshop is not just an event, it's a journey that will help us refining our teaching methodologies and adapt new educational trends and provide the best to our students. Now I request our today's special guest of honor to join and share his words. Please, sir.
माननीय कुलपति प्रोफेसर चकवाल जी, मिनिस्ट्री से डॉक्टर शर्मा जी, डॉक्टर सुजाता मैडम, डाइस पर बैठे हुए सभी गणमान्य फैकल्टी मेंबर्स, सेंट्रल और वेस्टर्न जोन से आए हुए MMTTC के डायरेक्टर, विश्वविद्यालय के फैकल्टी मेंबर्स, स्टूडेंट्स, मैं विश्वविद्यालय अनुदान आयोग की तरफ से आप सभी का स्वागत करता हूं और अभिनंदन करता हूं। सबसे पहले तो मैं माननीय कुलपति जी को हृदय से धन्यवाद और आभार व्यक्त करना चाहता हूं कि उन्होंने हमारी रिक्वेस्ट को कंसीडर किया। जब मैंने पहली बार उनको फ़ोन किया तो मैंने कहा कि सर हम वहाँ की एक MMTTC की वर्कशॉप करना चाहते हैं आपके यहाँ। उन्होंने कहा आइए करिए, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। तो मैंने कहा नहीं सर, थोड़ा बजट का इशू है। तो ही सर पैसे की तो मैंने बात ही नहीं की, आप बजट की बात क्यों कर रहे हैं? मुझे पैसा नहीं चाहिए, आप आगे करिए। तो इतना बड़ा हृदय और इतनी सहजता से उन्होंने कहा। तो मैंने कहा सर आपको तो कोई अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं दी मुझे बोलने के लिए। तो उन्होंने कहा नहीं, मनी इज़ नॉट द मैटर, आप सब आएँ, आपका स्वागत है और हम अच्छे से आपका वर्कशॉप करेंगे। तो ये एक बहुत बड़ी बात है। कहीं भी हम करते हैं तो पहले पूछा जाता है बजट क्या है, ये क्या है, लेकिन माननीय कुलपति जी ने सहर्ष उसको स्वीकार किया। और कल से जो हम यहाँ आए हुए हैं तो हमें ये नहीं लगा कि हम बिलासपुर आए हैं, हमें लगा हम अपने दूसरे घर में आ गए हैं। जिस प्रकार की स्वागत और जो उनकी व्यवस्था है, हम अपने परिवार में हैं ऐसा हमें फील हो रहा है। सर हृदय से आपका आभार। और आपने जो देख रेख की बिलासपुर में आके मुझे हम लोगों को अपना घर लगा और हम कल से यहाँ रुके हुए हैं। सबसे अच्छी बात ये हुई कि एयरपोर्ट से यहाँ तक के लिए जो भी फैकल्टी मेंबर हैं, दे आर सो डेडिकेटेड एंड कमिटेड कि वो चाहे रत्नेश जी हों, शैलेश जी हों, रजिस्ट्रार साहब हों, अफो साहब हों, जो भी है तन मन से लगे हुए हैं और वो कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ रहे, कोई शिकायत का मौका नहीं दे रहे। इसलिए हम सभी डायरेक्टर्स की तरफ से, मंत्रालय की तरफ से और अपनी तरफ से आपका आभार व्यक्त करते हैं और कोशिश करेंगे कि और ज़्यादा वर्कशॉप और सेमिनार गुरु घासीदास में की जाएँ जहाँ इतनी अच्छी व्यवस्था है। धन्यवाद सर। तो प्रोग्राम की तो आज जैसे शर्मा जी ने कहा वैसे आगे हम 2 दिन यही करेंगे। ऑनलाइन हम मिलते रहते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ मिलने का कारण यही था कि आपसे रूबरू हों और हम अपनी परेशानियां बताएं और आपकी परेशानियां सुनें। इसके साथ ही सभी विद्युत जन बैठे हुए हैं, सभी फैकल्टी मेंबर्स हैं। मैं आप सबसे क्षमा चाहूँगा कि अगर मैं कुछ ज़्यादा बोल जाऊँ, लेकिन मेरे मन में कुछ है तो मैं 2 मिनट आपके साथ शेयर करना चाहता हूँ। उसी बात को आगे बढ़ाऊँगा जो माननीय कुलपति जी ने कहा कि जो मालवी मिशन टीचर सेंटर्स की जो स्थापना है, एकेडमिक स्टाफ कॉलेज से लेके HRDC, उसके बाद MMTTC बने ये, तो भारत सरकार का ये एक योजना है कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा, मैं अपने आप आऊँगी अपने आप जाऊँगी, बस आपसे इंटरेक्ट करने आ रहा हूँ। आप यूज करिए, सुविधा है, फैसिलिटी है, कोई पैसा नहीं देना, कोई नहीं देना। अच्छे रिसोर्स पर्सन को लीजिए, टीचर्स को ट्रेनिंग करिए। तो मेरी आप सबसे करबद्ध प्रार्थना है, अनुरोध है कि आपके ऊपर एक जिम्मेवारी है। हम लोगों ने आपके ऊपर विश्वास जताया है, हम चाहते हैं कि आप ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को ट्रेन करें। रिसोर्सेज की प्रॉब्लम नहीं, हम आपसे रिक्वेस्ट कर करके बोलते हैं। शर्मा जी कई बार मुझसे भी नाराज़ हो जाते हैं, पैसा बुक नहीं हो रहा, लोग खर्चा नहीं कर रहे हैं। मैंने कहा नहीं सर, कर रहे हैं, अभी कर रहे हैं। तो मैं उनसे डांट खाता हूँ, फिर मैं आपके पास आता हूँ कि भाई प्लीज़ खर्चा बुक करिए। तो आप जब हम पैसा देने को तैयार हैं, जो भी लिमिटेड रिसोर्स, आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि आपको जो आप खर्च करें पूरा दे दें, हम मैं समझता हूँ कुछ लिमिटेशंस हैं, लेकिन हम सबको लिमिटेशन के साथ ही रहना है, उसी में कुछ अच्छा करके दिखाना है, अच्छे सेंटर बनने हैं, अच्छे लोगों को ट्रेन करना, अच्छी संख्या देनी है, पूरे देश में एक मैसेज जाना चाहिए, एक ऐसी रास्ता बनना चाहिए कि हमारे लिए मिशन टीचर से अगर ट्रेनिंग कर लिया आपने तो यू आर दी गुड टीचर, आपको वहाँ से अच्छा सा ट्रेनिंग मिलेगी। तो मेरी आप लोगों से यही एक प्रार्थना है कि अच्छे से अच्छे रिसोर्स पर्सन बुलाएं, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा प्रोग्राम करें, और उसको हम लोगों का मंत्रालय और हमारा पूरा आपको सहयोग है। कभी भी कुछ हो, आपको रिसोर्स पर्सन अच्छा चाहिए, कुछ चाहिए, तो हम आपको उसमें प्रोवाइड करने की हेल्प करेंगे। आप लोगों का सर्किल ज़्यादा बड़ा है, हमारा उतना बड़ा नहीं है, आप ज़्यादा टीचर्स को जानते हैं, लेकिन फिर भी जो भी बन पड़ेगा हम करने की कोशिश करेंगे। तो इन्हीं सबके साथ अभी 2 दिन आपके साथ रहेंगे और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इंटरेक्शन करेंगे। मैं विश्वविद्यालय को पुनः धन्यवाद देता हूँ, आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। फिर भी अगर आप किसी को किसी तरीके की कोई तकलीफ, कोई कष्ट हुआ हो, तो उसके लिए जिम्मेवार हम हैं। मैं माफ़ी मांगता हूँ, विश्वविद्यालय का कोई उसमें नहीं, क्योंकि वो अपनी तरफ से पूरा सहयोग करा, अच्छा से अच्छा किया है। इसके लिए आपका पुनः स्वागत, धन्यवाद। 2 दिन रहेंगे। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Much awaited book titled Leadership in Academia, whose author is Dr. Archana Yadav, Assistant Professor, Department of Social Work. Madam, I request you to please come on the stage. The book, the unveiling of the book titled Leadership in Academia, describing the true leadership of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir.
Madam Archana, please come on the rise. You also want to go.
Leadership in Academia is about the journey of our Kulguru, Professor Alok Kumar Chakravarti in Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya. It highlights the transformation of the only Central University of Chhattisgarh. I request everyone to please give a huge round of applause for the book Leadership in Academia. Thank you so much. And there is one more book whose unveiling is to be done, whose title is Navigating IKS, Viksit Bharat 2047, written by Professor Rajesh Kumar Dubey. I request sir to please come on the stage. Professor Rajesh Kumar Dubey, sir, to please come on the stage. Professor Rajesh Kumar Dubey, the Director of UGC-MMTTC, JNB, University, Jodhpur. Book titled Navigating Indian Knowledge System, Viksit Bharat 2047. Put your hands together for the unveiling of the book.
एक कॉपी पे जितने लोग हैं सभी का सिग्नेचर ले लीजिए। आप भी एक कॉपी एक कॉपी वो।
Thank you so much. Sir, the Registrar of Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya. Please, sir.
जय जय हे माँ सरस्वती सुरवाहिनी तव चरणों प्रणमामि। मंचस्थ समस्त महानुभाव, हमारे माननीय कुलपति महोदय, जिन्होंने हमें सिखाया, पंख भी है, परवाज भी है और आसमां आगे भी है। मंचस्थ श्री देवेंद्र कुमार शर्मा जी, डायरेक्टर हायर एजुकेशन, श्री जितेंद्र कुमार त्रिपाठी जी, जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी UGC, डॉक्टर आर सुजाता फ्रॉम वाधवानी फाउंडेशंस, प्रोफेसर मनीष श्रीवास्तव, द कन्वीनर ऑफ दिस 2 days वर्कशॉप, प्रोफेसर रत्नेश सिंह, डायरेक्टर MMTTC, प्रोफेसर अमित सक्सेना, डायरेक्टर IQAC, प्रोफेसर शैलेंद्र कुमार, Dean Student Welfare, and all the distinguished dignitaries, speakers, in front of me. I have been assigned the responsibility of expressing vote of thanks, but I feel that this is too much a big job to say thanks to such galaxy of academicians who are leading the plague of Indian knowledge system, and not only Indian knowledge system, but who are leading the plague of Indian knowledge throughout the world, throughout the country. How I express my words of gratitude and thanks to them. Definitely, you have been working hard, for which we would like to acknowledge each of you in person. However, the time doesn't permit me, as we are little bit late, and I must restrict myself and choose my words specifically to keep on the motive of my thanksgiving. मैं आभार व्यक्त करना चाहूँगा भारत के सभी क्षेत्रों से आए हुए डायरेक्टर MMTTC जो आए हुए हैं, उनका आभार व्यक्त करना चाहूँगा। क्योंकि यह एक मध्य क्षेत्र की कार्यशाला है, इसलिए अधिकांश डायरेक्टर्स दिखाई दे रहे हैं जिनको मैं महसूस कर पा रहा हूँ, वो मध्य क्षेत्र से हिंदी भाषी हैं, हिंदी जानते हैं। लेकिन चूंकि मैं मराठी भाषी हूँ तो थोड़ा सा स्वार्थ हो जाता हूँ। विदर्भातून आणि पुण्याच्या क्षेत्रातून कोकणातून आलेले सगळे माझे मित्र, डायरेक्टर, सगळे निर्देशक विभिन्न विद्यापीठांचे जे नेतृत्व करत आहे त्यांचा मी हार्दिक आभार व्यक्त करतो. I am looking forward for your cooperation in building up each of the institutions, each of the universities, and thereby building up the nation and contributing to the nation in our way. Thanks to all other those who are working behind the screen, Professor Manish Srivastava, Professor Ratnesh Singh, and his entire team, which I cannot name because of the shortage of time. The entire university, professors, deans who are working behind the screen, the Tarang Band, Abhinartan, Archin, and so many are to be listed. आज शाम काफ़ी रंगीन होगी ऐसी मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ. We will enjoy those moments later on, but now we are moving towards the sincere and responsibility. So I restrict myself with these words and I express my gratitude and thanks to each of the professors, each of the teachers, each of the officers, and not last but not the least even, I should not say that it is the last, all the dignitaries coming from the country, and the special thanks to the Ministry of Education, Director of Higher Education, and UGC itself. Thank you everyone. Thanks to all those whom I could list and possibly those also I could not list. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. And before we close the inauguration session, I request everyone to please stand at your position for national. Virtual session by Ms. Nupur Jhunjhunwala, the founder and trustee of Changing Foundation. I request everyone to please be seated on your respective seats. Ms. Nupur Jhunjhunwala, the founder and trustee of Changing Foundation. for the virtual session about inclusion of students with specific learning disability. Please, madam.
I will just introduce her. Madam, this aspect of students with learning disability. So if you want, you all can stay here. That's not a problem. It is not that it is only meant for program directors. So Nupur Junjunwala madam, she is trustee of Changing Foundation. Changing Foundation is an organization working in the field of creating awareness about the children with a specific learning disability. It's one of the specific learning disability is identified disability as per the RBWD Act 2016, and this is a disability which is invisible disability. And we all know about the physical disability, but we often tend to forget about this invisible disability. So she will talk why this specific learning disability should be part of our capacity building program. It all emanates from National Education Policy. And it says that whatever capacity building program we are doing, it must include sessions on to create awareness about the students with learning disability, so that we can create an enabling environment in higher education ecosystem. So Nupur madam, she has been assisting Department of Higher Education, and we are running one component called capacity building for the students with a specific learning disability. So far we have conducted 2 cycles. In each cycle we are covering around 25-30 centrally funded institutions. So far we have engaged with around more than 800 faculty. So madam will be talking about that, why it is critical, why it is important, why we should keep focus on student specific learning disability issues. So over to you, Nupur madam. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Devendraji, dignitary and officials in the audience. Thank you for this opportunity. Devendra sir, under the leadership of Secretary Higher Education and JS Higher Education. आज मैं बात करूँगी इस बारे में आपसे. Can the host allow me to share my presentation that right suddenly will take it over? One second, it's good now. Let's share it. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, today I will talk about how do we unlock the potential of students with learning disabilities. आप लोग सबने तारे ज़मीन पे देखी होगी कि बच्चे वो हैं जो आप और मैं ऑफन समझते हैं कि ये डम्बर है. पर आज मैं आपको सेशन में दिखाऊंगी कि ये डिसरप्टर्स क्यों है हमारी दुनिया में. So, everybody on the screen, can you raise your hand if you recognize at least one person on the screen? जिनकी फोटो है. Can anybody can you all raise your hands? These are all people with learning disabilities. You see Steve Jobs, Steven Spielberg, Edison, Richard Branson, Agatha Christie, Carol Ryder. Carol Ryder is recently हमारी इन्होंने Nobel laureate medical biology में she has decoded the genome for cancer. And इनमें खास बात ये है कि they all have a learning disability. Each one of them. They're 1 in 5 globally. The prevalence of this disability is almost 20%. And inventors, entrepreneurs, scientists, architects, top technologists, artists, disruptors. हमें लगता है generally कि these will be only artists. So what is a learning disability? In India, we estimate that over 200 million Indians live with a learning disability. But less than 10 million are identified, and then lesser are in institutions like yours.
We can't see your slide.
This is a lost economic opportunity. Before I go into why it's a lost economic opportunity, and why it's so critical to the agenda that we have today around entrepreneurship, innovation, quality education, employability, workforce of the future.
Madam, please.
So we all are going to discuss over the next 2 days.
Nupur madam.
I think let's understand what we are talking about. learning disabilities include 4 conditions that we discussed: dyslexia, dyscalculia, dysgraphia, dyspraxia. Of this, dyslexia is most common. आप लोगों ने सुना होगा इसका नाम. So we talk about it. More common learning disabilities and dyslexia are viewed interchangeably, often, but they cover all 4 conditions. It's almost like saying जरा थोड़ा सा Google कर लेना ना website पे इस topic पे. So that's because we are saying कि it's Googling is like searching on the web, same thing. It's different in the way a person's brain functions and processes information. Individuals have average or above average IQ. This is most important because these children are known as the duffers of the classroom. People think they are low IQ, but it is not true. They have to have average or above average IQ to have a learning disability. It's a condition that runs in families, it's hereditary. But access to technology and combinations help them excel. Under our RPWD Act, under our NPP, allow for this. Right? And finally, it's an invisible disability. You and me can't look at a person and say, "Acha, iske paas ye." So it's diagnosed through psychometric testing. What is dyslexia? Dyslexia struggles with language. If you see on the screen, can you all read what is written? Will it be easy? Lights are not changing on our screen. Apologies for that, 1 second. Thank you. Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Is it changing?
This writing chat,
Yes, madam.
yes.
But it is not in full screen, madam.
No, it's not. It is not.
It's not in the whole screen.
Good. Yeah, now it is okay. Now it is okay. Yes, now it is changing.
Changing.
Yes, now it is changing. Okay. Okay, good.
Okay.
So come to PPT mode.
It's
madam.
showing. Huh?
Come to PPT mode. Full slide mode.
Is it okay now?
Yes.
Okay, so can you all see? Do you all I'm assuming you can recognize all of them? On the picture?
Yes, we can see, yes. Slide is moving now, you carry on.
Okay, so dyslexia impacts language. These people have problems with reading, writing, and spellings. Dyscalculia struggles with maths. These are children who understand mathematical concepts but have trouble often calculating and processing mathematical concepts. So they may understand what is heavier by looking at it, but they can't convert. They may have challenge converting from kgs to grams and milligrams, or kilometers to meters, or miles to kilometers, things like that. And dysgraphia struggles with writing. It's also a struggle with putting thoughts down on paper logically. So let's hear a story of an individual who has had this challenge. The video play.
Madam, audio is not available.
Okay, so let me skip it. I think we're having technical issues.
Please.
But I think the challenge is what we think is a learning disability because of the name. We think it impacts only academics. but we have to believe that it impacts different aspects of a person's daily life. Their poor self-esteem की पूरी life इनको double बोला जाता है. They're intelligent, they're able to process but not able to communicate. There's a gap in oral and written information. Classroom में आप बच्चों को देखोगे जो बड़े questions आते हैं, complicated questions पूछेंगे, आप बोलोगे बड़ा extra smart बनता है, exam के time पे कुछ लिख नहीं पाता. They have problems with memory, working memory. That means आप इनको instructions दोगे, तो वो शायद भूल जाएंगे. कल बोला था assignment भी वो आपने करा नहीं, right? Multiple instructions that you give. Is slow at processing information. So it's like a slow RAM. Computer is powerful, memory is there, all of it, but the RAM is slow. So instructions jaldi देते हैं तो time लगता है. And because of that, they often are overstimulated. Who's down struggle. जैसे अभी मैं रूम में बैठी हूँ, I can see कोई फोन पे है, कोई एक दूसरे से बात कर रहा है, कोई आ रहा है. Somebody is like restless, there is some camera is moving, very distracting. Somebody has just crossed the screen. It's very distracting. So as a child with a learning disability, when this is happening in your college lecture room, ये होता है हम लोग के lecture room में, and if that is happening, then they get distracted because एक तरफ पंखा है, एक तरफ कोई आ रहा है, कोई question पूछ रहा है, all of that, and they don't know what to do. And because they struggle with things like concept of time, that's a mathematical concept, right? They will have struggles in planning. So they may not know what it means to have missed, what it means to have 5 days, 5 minutes में काम खत्म करके दो या 2 दिन में वापस करो. So we have to remember that dyslexia impacts academics, life skills and emotional well-being. These individuals have a 46% higher chance of committing suicide, attempting to commit suicide. ये हमारे campuses में अभी बहुत problems हो रखी हैं. It could be because of this. आपके classroom में काफी टाइम ऐसे बच्चे होंगे, मतलब इसमें कितना potential है पता नहीं, क्लास ही नहीं आता, पढ़ाई में इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं है. It might be all because of this. You want to triangulate and see academics, life skill, emotional well-being. But हम लोग often इन लोग की ये struggles देखते हैं, we don't see the flip side. Do you know that dyslexia has actually driven us all forward? It powers our life. These are all inventions of people with dyslexia. Light, Albert Einstein, Alexander Graham Bell, Henry Ford for the car, Wright brothers for aviation, Steve Jobs, H.P. Hewitt, Helen Brooke. She's a pediatric cardiologist and actually discovered the cure for the blue baby disease जब बच्चों के हार्ट बंद हो जाते थे and body used to turn blue. What you see in all of them is they didn't do well in many things that we consider core to our academic work. Like Albert Einstein, कभी calculations नहीं कर पाए. So how do you select and share that, right? But it's more than that. It also drives our imagination. And it generates employment. These are all companies that were founded by people with learning disabilities. In fact, 50% of the world's self-made millionaires are dyslexic. And in 2020, the top 10 companies contributed $1 trillion to our economy. Also, it drives innovation and productivity. These are the people that the workforce is looking for. So how does this happen? Somebody cannot do basic reading, writing, and now is processing information. One is that dyslexic thinking actually drives this. So what is dyslexic thinking? Visualizing, innovation, communication, reasoning, connecting, problem solving, critical thinking, seeing big picture. These are all skills that at the university level we are trying to build in our children. These are skills that they are known to have, but not able to. Should I wait? I think वहाँ पर कुछ बातचीत हो रही है in the audience. Okay, so top universities, हम लोग विकसित भारत की बात करते हैं, but can we be a विकसित भारत अगर ये लोग हमारे यूनिवर्सिटीज में नहीं हो? मुझे समझ में आता है कि ये डिसेबिलिटी डिस्कशन है, तो आपको और मुझे लगेगा यार छोड़ो ना, नॉर्मल बच्चों के साथ पढ़ाई नहीं करवा सकते, ये बड़े आए इन लोगों को इंक्लूड करने वाले। बट द पॉइंट इज यूनिवर्सिटीज की जो दुनिया की टॉप विश्वविद्यालय हैं, गेल, MIT, स्टैनफोर्ड, ब्राउन, हार्वर्ड, IIMs, ये सब कर रहे हैं। क्यों कर रहे हैं? ये इसलिए कर रहे हैं क्योंकि इन बच्चों में कुछ वैल्यू है, इन बच्चों में पोटेंशियल है, इसीलिए। इनफैक्ट डॉक्टर निकोलस नेग्रोपोंटे, इन्होंने ये प्रोफेसर है MIT के, इन्होंने मीडिया लैब खोला था, वन लैपटॉप वन चाइल्ड का निर्माण किया था। हमारा जो डिजिटल इंडिया कॉर्पोरेशन है सरकार का, ही इज अ को-फाउंडर ऑफ दैट ऑल्सो। इनके लैब्स में GPS, लो कॉस्ट मोबाइल स्क्रीन सब इन्वेंट हुआ था। पता है ये भी डिस्लेक्सिक है। तो अगर हमें दुनिया को आगे बढ़ाना है, इन बच्चों को हमारे सिस्टम में ग्रो करना पड़ेगा। जिससे मैंने बताया, they make 40% of the self-made millionaires। ये आज आपका स्टूडेंट हो सकता है, कल आपके बच्चों का एम्प्लॉयर। Companies that were founded by them $1 trillion, right? डेटा है कि इनको हम अगर नौकरी दिलाएं तो GDP can increase by 1.2%. And most important, that is for you and me, by 2027, 25% of the top 500 companies of the world will be actively recruiting them. तो हमें ये भी प्रॉब्लम होती है ना, लोग हायर नहीं हो रहे, हमारे बच्चे, नौकरियां ही नहीं मिल रही है। बट दिस इज द टैलेंट दैट कंपनीज आर सीकिंग। जो आपके आज के फर्स्ट ईयर सेकेंड ईयर में होगा, वो कल एम्प्लॉय होगा अगर आप उनको सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं। बट चैलेंज है कि आप और मैं इनका पोटेंशियल देखते नहीं। तो एज ए यूनिवर्सिटी, आर यू रेडी टू अनलॉक दिस? आप क्या कर सकते हो? हम लोग बिलीव करते हैं देयर आर 5 थिंग्स। इट्स नॉट इनफ टू जस्ट से मैंने इनको कोटा में एडमिशन दे दिया और फिर मैंने इनको अकोमोडेशन दे दी, सब डिसेबिलिटी बच्चों को सपोर्ट मिलता है। हमें एडमिशन, एकेडमिक सपोर्ट, ऑन कैंपस सपोर्ट अगर रेजिडेंशियल है, असिस्टिव टेक, एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी, सब पे अटेंशन करना पड़ेगा। वन इज स्ट्रगल्स ऑफ ट्रांजिशन टू हायर एजुकेशन, challenge of on-campus life. Can they tell their friends? Can they tell their professors? पूरी लाइफ इनको बुली किया गया, इतनी मुश्किल से कैंपस आते, उनको कैसे करेंगे आप सपोर्ट? मे बी वो अपने रूम में बैठने भूल गए क्योंकि उनके पास कोई सपोर्ट ही नहीं है डेली लाइफ मैनेज करने का। नहाना कब है, खाना कब है, सोना कब है। तो दैट इज वन बिट। सेकेंड इज एकेडमिक लाइफ। स्कूल में एक मदर घर पे हेल्प कर देती है, ट्यूशन टीचर्स होते हैं, कॉलेज में वो नहीं होता सपोर्ट। सो आर यू अलाउइंग देम टू गेट अ रीडर, राइटिंग नोट्स, कैन दे टाइप क्वेश्चंस, स्मार्टफोन यूज कर सकते हैं कि नहीं? कैन वी गिव देम अ कोच फॉर एकेडमिक प्लानिंग एंड देन बैलेंसिंग दिस? एंड फाइनली इमोशनल एंड सोशल वेलबींग। एंड आई बिलीव डॉक्टर जितेंद्र नागपाल हैं जो आपके पास आगे सेशंस में बात करेंगे इसके बारे में। ये आज की तारीख में सारे बच्चों को प्रॉब्लम होती है, बट बच्चे विद लर्निंग डिसेबिलिटीज आर हाईली ससेप्टेबल डिस्प्रपोर्शनेटली फॉर दिस चैलेंज। तो जो मैं ये कह रही हूँ, क्या मैं हवा में बातें कर रही हूँ? UGC से जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी सर हैं, उनके एक तो ये हमारे RPWD गाइडलाइंस में है राइट्स ऑफ पर्सन विद डिसेबिलिटी एक्ट में, हमारी एनईपी कहती है कि इसको करना जरूरी है। बट मोर इम्पोर्टेंटली यूजीसी और एआईसीटीई दोनों की गाइडलाइंस में है कि हम इस कैटेगरी ऑफ डिसेबिलिटी को कैसे सपोर्ट करें। अब आप लोग सोच रहे हो कि डिसेबिलिटी के तो बच्चों को हम दे ही देते हैं, बट क्या आप लर्निंग डिसेबिलिटी को रिकग्नाइज करके देते हैं कि नहीं? कई कॉलेजेस हैं, कोर्ट केसेस चल रहे हैं जहां पर ये बच्चों को डिग्री कंप्लीट करने का मौका नहीं देते। आपको कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, आप आईक्यू छोटा सा कम होगा, आप डिप्लोमा दे दो। आपके मार्क्स हैं, आप डिग्री नहीं डिप्लोमा का कोर्स कर लें। दैट हैज टू स्टॉप। ऑल्सो एनटीए जो आपके कॉलेज के गाइडलाइंस है एंट्रेंस एग्जाम्स के, उधर भी आपको इन बच्चों को अकोमोडेशन मिलता है। तो हाउ डू यू मूव इट एट द कॉलेज लेवल ट्रांजिशनिंग फ्रॉम स्कूल? नेशनल टेस्टिंग अथॉरिटी और सारे बोर्ड्स बोर्ड लेवल पे सपोर्ट देते हैं। तो ये कॉलेज चाहते हैं, कॉलेज में सपोर्ट बंद हो जाता है, तो ये पढ़ाई कैसे कर पाएंगे? अगर मैं आपको अचानक से कहूँ कि चश्मा पहनना बंद कर दे कॉलेज में, इज दैट पॉसिबल? यही बात होती है बच्चों के लिए। एंड एआईसीटी यूजीसी गाइडलाइंस विल टेल यू हाउ टू डू इट। दुनिया के टॉप इंस्टीट्यूट्स जैसे मैंने कहा हैव सेंटर्स dedicated support to these students. MIT has the Disability and Access Service Office. Yale has the Yale Center for Dyslexia and Creativity. University of California, Stanford, IIM Bangalore also has one. Ashoka University has Office of Learning Support. Under UGC, all of you all have to set up the centers or the Office for Equality and support. For some is social equality, some is SEDG, some is disability. क्या आप लोग ने establish कर दिया है ये सब? So I will go back. अगर inclusion हम लोग को reality करना है, while this is true for SLB, it is true for any child with a disability जो campus पे आए। सिर्फ रैंप बनाकर काम खत्म नहीं होगा। आपकी एडमिशन प्रोसेसेस को स्ट्रीमलाइन करना पड़ेगा। एकेडमिक सपोर्ट को करना पड़ेगा, जहाँ पर कोर्स मटेरियल एक्सेसिबल फॉर्मेट्स में दे, बुक हो डिजिटल फॉर्मेट हो। डिजिटल फॉर्मेट क्या स्क्रीन रीडर के साथ हो सकता है, क्या वॉइस रीडिंग हो सकती है। इनको ट्यूटर्स दे। अकोमोडेशन मतलब हॉस्टल रूम नहीं, अकोमोडेशन मीनिंग एक्स्ट्रा टाइम, रीडर, स्क्राइब, एग्जाम कोई सेकंड रूम में ले ले, ट्यूटर का, काउंसलर का, मेंटोर का कनेक्शन हो जाए, काउंसलिंग आप दे ऑन कैंपस। फिर एक्सेस टू रिसोर्सेज। क्या होता है, आप एडमिशन में बच्चों को एडमिट कर लेते हैं, पता है उनको सपोर्ट देना, एडमिशन वाली टीम एकेडमिक और ऑन कैंपस सपोर्ट टीम से बात नहीं करेगी, तो अचानक से ये बच्चा क्लासरूम में पहुंच जाएगा और प्रोफेसर का कहेगा कि मुझे तो पता ही नहीं इनको कैसे पढ़ाना है, अगर इतनी मुश्किल है मेरे क्लासरूम से निकल जाओ। So we need to solve for that. So I will stop here. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to take them.
Madam, can you hear me?
Yes.
I am D.K. Sharma, this side, madam. Basically, the gathering here is all our program directors of Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center, and as you know, these are all Malviya Mission Teacher Training Centers are doing capacity building program for faculty of higher education, specifically targeted to faculty of higher education. So all these program directors are basically they are designing the curriculum of the training program being conducted by them for faculty, right? So now you have to do some pep talk to all these program directors as to how to include this as part of their curriculum when they design the training program, that it should be essentially included as a part of 1 or 2 sessions in their programs, all programs. So programs are one program is of 5-6 day duration, one program is of 15 or 12 day duration, one program is of 1 month duration, right? Other than some online program. So basically, all of them are focusing on all these 4 components, right? What we in the ministry are conducting, that is specifically targeting to centrally funded institution where we are running 6 month cycle, as you know. So we have just completed second cycle in the month of December, right? But that intervention is mainly targeting faculty of centrally funded institution. But since the inverse of higher education faculty is very big, it is not limited to centrally funded institutions. So we have around more than 1200 university as well as more than 5500 colleges. So they have a larger catchment area where they can do this outreach activity. So in that context, madam, you have to do some pep talk. So of course, they are free to seek any question answer also, but kindly guide them, because you have guided us, then only we are working on this component. So over to you, madam.
Thank you, sir. So, like I said, आपके बच्चे अगर यूनिवर्सिटी में आ भी जाते हैं, is the faculty ready to teach them? हमने IIT दिल्ली में सेशन किया. IIT दिल्ली has very good inclusive admission process. हमने प्रोफेसर्स के साथ एक सेशन किया. प्रोफेसर बोलता है ये बच्चे आ जाते, मुझे पता ही नहीं इनको कैसे पढ़ाऊं मैं. तो प्रोफेसर की कैसे गलती है? आई एम अ मदर, आई हैव 3 चिल्ड्रन. मैं टीचर को बोलती हूँ कि हर टाइम मैं अपने बच्चों को अडॉप्शन पे दे देती हूँ. मेरे तो सिर्फ 3 बच्चे हैं. आप रोज एक क्लासरूम में 60 बच्चों को पढ़ाते हो, कैसे पढ़ाओगे? हाउ कैन यू गिव इंडिविजुअल इंस्ट्रक्शन टू एवरीवन, राइट? सो द क्वेश्चन बिकम कि एक ट्रेनिंग होती है जो आप स्पेशली टीचर्स को दोगे फैकल्टी के लिए कि एक बच्चा ये डिसेबिलिटी है, इसको हम कैसे सॉल्व करें. तो उसमें I would suggest sensitize the professors on what this learning disability is and the potential and the value that this child can create in the classroom. That is one. Second is concept of universal design learning, right? Faculty जो process use करेगा ये बच्चों को सिखाने के लिए, using technology, right? Using interactive learning, जो NEP कहता है, using skill-based, competency-based curriculum, right? हम लोग कहते हैं कि सिर्फ आप एक तरफ का लेक्चर ना दें, आप एग्जाम्पल्स के बात करें, इंटरैक्टिव करें, make it more real. These processes all help the teachers and faculty teach all children, right? आपने curriculum बनाया lecture के लिए, क्या आपने digital resources साथ में डाल दिए? So when you do teacher training, it needs to be broken down into 3 or 5 things. Very critical, because otherwise the faculty will not be able to teach at least 20% of the classroom. And that 20% of the classroom is not a disabled classroom. It is the potential of the child to become the next disruptor. Nikhil Kamath and Nitin Kamath, the brothers, सब जानते हैं इनको. हम इंडिया के सबसे बड़े स्टार्टअप फाउंडर्स हैं. They have learning disabilities. But IIM Bangalore has changed certain academic requirements in the sense कि 4 classes एक सेमेस्टर में नहीं, 3 classes देते हैं, tutors produce करते हैं, teachers की ट्रेनिंग कर रहे हैं. क्यों? Why does a top institute like IIM Bangalore that has no lack of students coming in train their faculty to do this? क्योंकि ये बच्चे जो हैं, they are the ones with the potential to join the jobs the most. So if I am not able to convince you, how will you convince faculty? That is one. You have to believe in their potential. This is not something that I am making up. This is truth of the world. If you look at the 6 industries that we depend on today, travel that includes aviation and automobile, you look at IT, you look at media and entertainment, you look at medicine. These and power and distribution. So lights, electricity distribution, all of that. This contributes globally to 30% of our global GDP. Today we cannot do anything without this. Would you and me be able to sit in a comfortable room, me joining online today? अगर ये इन्वेंशन नहीं हुआ होता, ये इन्वेंशन आपके और मेरे जैसे लोगों ने नहीं किया, ये इन्वेंशन डिस्लेक्सिक लोगों ने किया है। तो 100 साल पहले, 50 साल पहले, they were able to do it in spite of the system they lived in. Today it is our responsibility to harness their potential, that they do it because of the support we provide in our university. It cannot be because it is UGC ने बोल दिया, किसी का डंडा आ रहा है, अगर मैं नहीं करूँगा तो कोर्ट चला जाऊँगा. It cannot be because of that. That is the baseline. The question is, are you tapping into the potential of our child's mind? That is what Viksit Bharat is about. हमारा PM कहता है हमारे यूथ का पोटेंशियल है. आज के बच्चे को पावर करें ताकि वो हमारे देश को आगे बढ़ाए. क्या हम वो कर रहे हैं? अगर 20% बच्चों को हम कॉलेज में लेकर उनका पोटेंशियल नहीं हार्नेस कर रहे. तो इन योर ट्रेनिंग द फैकल्टी बिकम्स कोर. हमने ट्यूटोरियल्स बनाए हैं सर के साथ, डिपार्टमेंट के साथ, जो MMTT के वेबसाइट पे हैं. Take a look at those. We can help you. सर मे भी एक फैकल्टी इन लोगों के साथ एक करिकुलम जब ये डिजाइन कर रहे हैं, include us. We are happy to come and give input on how to create that curriculum in universal design learning. How do I integrate technology? How do I integrate AI solutions, right? No cost है. It doesn't expand your smartphone. Even the basic smartphone is an accessible device. Do you accept that as an accessible device is the question. अगर एक बच्चा नोट लेकर नहीं करता है और रिकॉर्डिंग करता है आपके क्लासरूम में, are you allowing that? Are you allowing ChatGPT to take notes of the lecture? ताकि the बच्चा doesn't have to type, they can look at it. Are you integrating videos in the curriculum? These are the small things. Right? It's not very complicated to teach a faculty member. A faculty member needs to understand this condition and help.
Or FIP, so these are not, life is beyond all these four components. So we have to see that what are all the essential elements of national education policy. And mind you, these are not. It is not that something we are thinking that it is not required. These are all specific requirement also. RPWD Act provides. National Education Policy provides, and there are a lot of potential to harness the talent of these students, because if we are ignoring them and we are not mainstreaming them into the higher education ecosystem, that means we are doing great disharm to the country and to the nation, to the economy. So we have to think from that perspective, and there is a large population. 1 out of 5 person is having one or other kind of learning disability. So national education policy says that we have to have an inclusive education system where all kind of disabled person with normal student or students with learning disability, all learning has to happen in same environment. We cannot tell them, no, you go to a special school or something like that. So when we say inclusive, that means we have to make it fully inclusive. And from that perspective, we cannot ignore this 20% population from out of the school system or higher education system. School that way is more organized. They are taking a lot of care of such students. But the problem is in higher education, because whenever we are interacting with the faculty of centrally funded institution, all says that no, वो तो फिर गड़बड़ हो जाएगा, वो तो उसको advantage हो जाएगा. They are not ready to recognize that. फिर they all start talking about Article 14, equality before law. So don't recognize that there can be unequal treatment in unequal circumstances. So from this perspective we have to think. So if you have any question, please do raise. Is here, madam is there to clarify.
So Devendra ji, I want to add one thing, if you allow me. देखिए biggest challenge for a faculty member is, जब ये बच्चा क्लासरूम में रहता है ना, उन्हें वो टफर दिखता है, पढ़ नहीं रहा है, स्पेलिंग्स मार्क्स नहीं आ रहे, डिस्ट्रैक्टेड है, क्लासरूम में अटेंशन नहीं पे करता है, वहाँ पर टाइम एक्सीडेंट होता है. This is the biggest challenge. कि फैकल्टी मेंबर को लगता है कि ये डफर है, मैं अपना टाइम इस पे वेस्ट क्यों करूं? Our job when we are training faculty is to shift this and see कि ये बच्चा कोशिश कर रहा है, but as part of our training, half the battle is won. Then all our teachers know how to get into potential. The thing is shifting that mindset. Second is जो देवेंद्र जी ने बड़े करेक्टली हाईलाइट किया है अनफेयर एडवांटेज. आज ये रो में जो मेरे को कैमरा में दिख रहा है, 3 out of the 4 people are wearing चश्मा. Is this an unfair advantage? मैं चश्मा नहीं पहनती, यार आपको तो बड़ा एक्स्ट्रा चांस मिल रहा है, आपको ज्यादा दिखता है मेरे से, आप क्यों चश्मा पहन रहे हैं? ये तो अनफेयर हुआ ना, किसी को चश्मा नहीं पहनना चाहिए. But am I cheating? For a professor, yes. Then, but why is it not cheating? Because you remember I mentioned that it is, they are slow at processing information. Correct? If they are slow at processing information, they need that extra time. Now, are we saying unlimited time? No. उसमें भी है, चश्मे में आपका पावर है, आपका जितना भी होता है उस हिसाब से आपको लेंस पहननी पड़ती है. ऐसे कुछ children with learning disabilities it's 1.5 times more time they take to process information than a normal or typical person. So there is no such thing as unfair advantage. It is filling a gap. वो गड्ढे में है, आप उसको equal करके same road level पे ला रहे. The question is how you explain that and understanding what that challenge is. And I think the time was too short to get into those details. This was just sort of an introductory to understand the issue. We go into all of these. हमारा जो program ministry के साथ है is more detailed. So we'll be happy to work with you all within your region, give you a more detailed training module for the faculty. If you are like, which we can help you all develop. But over to questions, अगर आप लोग के पास कोई questions है.
Training our teachers for that. But I have one question particularly regarding evaluation of such students. We would like to help the students, but the limitations of university provisions, because we have, say for example, the university has provisions for written test. Like as you just gave example, there is a provision of 3-hour test for the written examination. Now what is to be done for such students to make them equitable for the test? Can you please throw light on that?
So there are 3 things. One is AICT UGC have guidelines on what accommodations to give. That includes extra time, scribe. So instead of them writing, somebody else can write the paper. A reader को distraction होता है. So that. The other thing is also allowing calculator depending on what type of exam it is. जब marking होती है, spellings ना काटे, कई बार होता है कि 100 words का question होता है. Answer in 100 words, answer in 500 words होता है humanities courses में. So instead of expecting कि आप answer full form में दें, bullet points में हो जाता है. Allowing them to write in bullet points to demonstrate कि उनको knowledge है कि नहीं. तो इनकी guidelines हैं, UGC, AICT both have it, and I'd be happy to share in terms of what you should be doing for examination in more detail. एक चीज universities ये भी करती है कि they make an alternative paper. जैसे कि
just there are many assistive tools are there, assistive
yes.
digital tools also be there for the HL persons, VA persons. But whereas the special learning disabilities and learning dyslexia peoples, there is no specific tools. and assistive tools also. How can you
No, sir.
help them?
There are a lot of assistive tools. Sir, you use spell check. जब आप डॉक्यूमेंट बनाते हैं spell check,
Yes, pension.
grammar check,
Okay.
grammar check.
So that is not a specific tool, no, madam.
It is.
It is a general tool.
No, sir. It was actually created
See,
for
what
learning
my question is, okay, what my question is, for VA persons, there is a JAWS tool is there, available on
Yes.
computer. Yeah. Okay. It is helpful for the students to learn about themselves and typing themselves, and they will be see the screens without, even though they are having a low vision also. But at the same time, HI peoples, they are having a sign language, lip language movements and everything are there. But other disabilities, there are 16 disabilities identified in
21.
RPWD. Yes,
21.
21, majorly 16. Okay. Darwinism or these things we are not doing consider. Okay. For all these identifications, what are the major assistive tools they will be useful in their learning, teaching learning process, and how can they will be learn proper? This is my question.
So for learning disabilities, most of the assistive tools are mainstream. They need support for dictation. So speech to text, text to speech. Very important. Spell check, grammar check. These are three basic. Fourth is ability to change contrast in the screen. Increase and decrease font size. So जो visually impaired के लिए often होता है हमारी जो disability, accessibility होती है, that also works for learning disability. In fact, a learning disability is also known as a print disability. तो जब आप PDF format में आप content देते हैं, PDF format that is accessible, I can read it aloud, I can do annotations and highlight, I can write notes on the side. Ability to do spell check, grammar check, both go hand in hand. I'll give you an example. Spelling of there. T-H-E-I-R versus T-H-E-R-E. I could have written either in the correct spelling way. Only when I do it in the context of grammar check, do I know which one is to be used. So for a child with a learning disability, this becomes important. There is a basic. Second is mind mapping tools. Where their thoughts they can use to make it pictorially and communicate that to you, because often dysgraphia वाले बच्चों को लिखने में प्रॉब्लम होती है. Second, आप बहुत ज़्यादा information जब देते हैं, mind mapping tools help them can not able to sift through the information. But if you test them after every chapter, it becomes a lot easier because the content is lesser and they're able to better perform. Also, outcome-based, conceptually, if you allow them flexibility of explaining the concept versus saying कि आपको ये रट्टा मार के ऐसे ही लिखना है, that is also very useful. So they may not be able to write it in bullet points, but draw a diagram logically. To explain यहाँ से यहाँ, हम लोग आज का जो project work है often होता है कि आप project को पर यहाँ से copy paste करके project दो, वो थोड़ा सा change करना पड़ेगा.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
May I?
Yes.
Yeah, you also and for my other colleagues and officers, I'm struggling hard with one student, master degree student with multiple LDs. She has completed her data analysis of research. Till then, yes, I could mentor and she could do it. But when it comes to writing research report, last 3 months I'm struggling hard, but she's not able to write research reports properly. So now after hearing you, can we have some alternate modalities instead of writing those textual chapters? Can we go for say podcasts, longer vivas, mind maps? Can we change the modalities for such students is my question. Will university system and UGC, everybody will allow this kind of alternatives because we expect that they should be able to write research reports. So what do we do in such conditions? Because as I said, it's a typical case, but which might be the case with many others. That last 3-4 months, again and again she is writing chapter and guiding, but she is not able to write, and even at word formatting, she is not able to improve after so many guidance sessions. So I just want your opinion, and of course that. She can type. She is very good at typing. She is very good at typing. It comes to research chapter, how to write a research chapter, how to write research method and all those components of research methodology. She is not able to express that in logical manner, which we expect from other PhD scholars, or she is master degree scholar. But very conventional style of research chapters which we follow, she is not getting herself fit into that. So that is the question.
So, ma'am, I have a question for that, a follow-up question. Is she able to conduct the research using those methods?
She could do. It was analysis, it was content analysis. So she could analyze, she has analyzed Moodle LMS logs because it's on learning preferences, learner preferences. So she could come out with percentage also. Till that I could mentor and she could do it. As I am saying again, when it comes to logically writing something, chapters, she is very there. So.
I would suggest 2-3 things. I think sometimes these children get overwhelmed by writing the entire thesis in one piece. Maybe go piece by piece.
Yeah. So last 3-4 months she is writing piece by piece only. But when it comes to research methodology chapter, she is not able to put it logically. So
Correct,
can we go away and can we replace that with some mind maps or other methodologies is my question.
Can you do PPT?
Yeah.
Can you do, I'll just give you options, PPTs for that section, mind map, infographic for that section.
Infographics, yes.
Yeah. Third is, can you do the mind map along with, you said, a podcast, where she explains how she did it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that is my question, can we change her outcome or output to be evaluated instead of research chapters? Can we change that for her?
But ma'am, that I think is ideal to do. One thing you may try is ask her to make the podcast with the images and then transcribe the podcast. Where she doesn't have to actually write it out. She's just talking about it naturally and then she transcribes it. So the pressure of transcribing doesn't come to her. That could be the accessible technology she uses. And then you do the last round of editing. Maybe.
I'll try that, yes.
But ideally I think we should change the methodology if the child is able to do the actuality and not explain the process.
Thank you, madam. So it was a great interaction with you, and we got a lot of feedback. And I will also use whatever it is at my command, so to convince them to take forward this whole initiative. So thank you.
These are class toppers.
Let us have a big round of applause for Noor madam. It was a great interaction. Thank you.
Thank you so much, madam, for joining us today. Thank you so much, madam. And now we have a short tea break, and all the esteemed guests are invited for a short tea break in hall number 1.
Thank you all. Actually, I just barged into this series of presentation by the center. I wanted to make this presentation at the beginning itself, but at that time was very short. And I want to utilize this opportunity to just to carry forward the message which we want to convey to all of you. You all are conducting programs. We know we have been interacting, but we also have some expectations. So we also want to do some outreach activity and involve you in the outreach activity on behalf of the ministry. So I will try to make it complete within 15 minutes. I will not take that much time. So it is 12:41. I will see how I can do it. On करना है. Program. What was the basic philosophy? Because you all know this Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya teacher training program started in 2014. First round was completed in 2017 and second phase was completed in 2020. But due to Corona, it was extended till 21 September 21. So in the meantime, national education policy was announced. So basically, to essentially embed the basic elements of national education policy into the entire capacity building program, it took some time, and finally the current phase was announced and launched in 2023 on the occasion of Teachers' Day. So you all know about that. So basically, I will try to delve on basic philosophy why we have re-envisioned this national education policy. So you all know I don't need to elaborate. This national education policy was announced after 34 years. We all know about basic philosophy, and the vision is that to focus on critical thinking and high order cognitive thinking, and making learners how to learn. So pedagogy has to be may be more experiential, flexible, holistic. But before specifying all this philosophy of national education policy, it identifies future challenges. So the future challenges which has been identified in national education policy is that prepare for demographic dividends. We have huge advantage of demographic dividends. The issue is that are we in a position to reap the benefit of demographic dividend? So this has been discussed in national education policy, how we are going to reap the benefit of demographic dividend. We are going to we have to address the climate change, depleting natural resources, emergence of pandemic. So we all know a lot of scientific and technological advances are happening, and all these technological advances like machine learning, artificial intelligence. So these are all going to take the unskilled job, but at the same time requirement of skilled job with multidisciplinary ability will be needed. So we have to get ourselves ready for the future demand of skilled workforce with multidisciplinary ability. Similarly, climate change, depleting natural resources, emergence of pandemic, these all will need in future will need skilled workforce with multidisciplinary ability. And NEP recognizes that we have somehow within the last 20-25 years we have lost traction with the old system of Indian value system. Our education system is not embedded with the Indian system of education. So focus is that while we have to move forward, at the same time we will take care of the fact that we have to make our education system based on Indian value system. So how NEP addresses these issues? It provides for revision and revamp of all aspects of education. So equitable access to the highest quality education, that is one of the basic philosophy of national education policy. Multidisciplinary and holistic education integrated with the skills. Outstanding research, develop critical and creative thinking. A strong connect with Indian knowledge system. So these are some of the key elements which we are focusing and which are important from the perspective of the purpose for which we are here. And last one is re-establish teacher as the most respected and essential member of society. So whatever we are going to discuss, all these issues are specific to re-establishing the role of teacher, because unless we partner with the teacher, we will not be able to do the transformative change which we envisage as per the vision of national education policy. So this is the distribution of student and faculty. I am showing this. I will talk about this. Basically, we have to see that the student and teacher. These are the two main stakeholders of higher education. In fact, it is applicable in school education also, but in higher education it is more important because here the role of parents are not that much evident as is applicable in the case of school education. In higher education, students and teachers, they are the main stakeholders, and we see most of the distribution is in the private sector. So we are all happy with, we are all part of the public institution, but we have a whole lot of inverse outside the public institution, and majority of the students as well as the faculty are in private sector. So we have to take into consideration the fact that majority are in private sector. So we have to, whenever we plan our policy or whatever program or whatever curriculum we design or whatever outreach we do, we have to take into consideration that we have to reach out to the private sector, be it faculty as well as students. With this, we launched the devised version of Malvi Mission Teacher Training Program. Currently we started with 111, now we have around 114. I will talk about how it has become 144. We have started with 111. And idea is that we have to cover all. So currently when we started, the figure was around 15 lakh, now it is more than 60 lakh teachers. So these are some of the programs which we currently we are having. So we have started with 4, now we have around more than 50. So this is the current status. You can see this is the reach which we have till last, whatever figure we have calculated. So it is more than 1.83 lakhs, more than 2838 programs have been conducted. So this is one component which was started. We call it Nurturing Future Leadership Program. It is being conducted by top-notch management institutions, IITs, IIMs, and some of the private institutions have been added. And basically, the basic philosophy of adding this component was that we need to develop leadership amongst our higher education ecosystem. NEP says that we have to nurture, identify leadership amongst the faculty at the early stage of their career. We have to nurture it, and we have to have a ready leadership pool, so as they are able to cater to the requirement of leadership whenever it is required. Academic leadership program, this is primarily focused on the top leadership of the institution, be it vice chancellors, be it directors or head of the institutions. We have opened it up for state university as well as the private university. Capacity building of program for design and entrepreneurship. Basic idea of starting this component was to have a design spine in the institutions. Normally, whatever design innovation is happening in, we are just doing copy of the whatever happening in outside country. So under this component, we are focusing that not only we have to create a design spine in our institution, but at the same time we have to make sure that entrepreneurship is also part of the entire our education system, so that there is at least threefold increase in the number of students who are going to take entrepreneurship as a career after completion of the course. Currently it is being anchored by ITDM Kanchipuram. And the idea is that we have to include around 2800 faculty, and target is 50 identified HES. So far we have been able to identify only 46. So if any of you feel that okay, if you can also become part of this network, you are free. There is still a scope for adding 4 or 5 institutions. This is one component, capacity building program for a specific learning disability. We discussed all these in the first half. So this is very critical element, and why it is important, because this disability is very invisible, and by not taking care of these students having a specific learning disability, we are doing very great disharm to the country, because these are the students with a special ability. They are not good in terms of writing or reading, but they are highly creative. They are very good communicator. They have power of doing out-of-box thinking, and whatever invention we see, it is all product of some SLD's mind. Whatever we can think, whatever intervention, whatever gadgets we use, it is all invention of dyslexic mind or person with dyslexia or dyscalculia. So this is why it is very important, and I will request all of you to kindly, whenever you conduct program, we have issued guideline also that whenever you conduct program, be it short-term program or refresher course or FIP, you must include at least two components. One is related to SLD and other was related to taking care of mental health, resilience and development of resilience higher education ecosystem. So we have issued instruction. So these two elements you must include. I told you, so we are conducting this program. Currently we are focusing among the faculty of higher education. We have interacted with more than 1200 faculty of centrally funded institutions. We had organized one national well-being conclave at IIT Hyderabad. It was very productive and we got a lot of traction, and this is being discussed amongst the higher education institutions, because we all know there is this issue of mental health. It is being called silent epidemic, and it is so important that it was discussed in Economic Survey 23-24, and it was recommended that as a society we all need to do something to address this issue of mental health, and higher education institution being part of the society, we have a special responsibility also to talk about these issues, find out some solutions, to give some solutions to the society, so that we can create awareness about the rising cases of depression, mental health, anxiety. So these are very problematic issues. Of course, NEP orientation you all know. So this is the brief statistics, faculty induction program. Short-term program, refresher course, capacity building program on cyber security. It is being conducted by IIT Madras. So you can do outreach activity. You can tell your faculty, you can tell your peer groups or whosoever faculty is coming. You can tell them the program is in online, completely online mode, and basic idea is to create awareness about the cyber security, cyber threats. So until unless faculty are made aware, we cannot transmit or we cannot disseminate all these learnings to our students. Artificial intelligence, this program is shortly going to be launched by IIT Ropar. So it will be primarily in-person session, offline mode. So if you feel the program can be organized in your geography, you have to take a leave. IIT Ropar is ready to visit to that particular geography. Also, if they get 30-40 participants, they will conduct program, or they will also program within their campuses. STEM subject, these are three institutions which have been identified: IIT Madras, IIT Ropar, ISC Bangalore. So they will be conducting capacity building in the area of STEM of college teachers. So this program is specifically meant for college teachers, not for university teachers. This program is going to be launched. It will be residential program, 9 days program. So please do encourage your institution within the affiliated colleges in your jurisdiction to attend these programs. Capacity building on workshop on science communication for STEM. So a lot of research activities are happening within institution, but the issue is that we are not able to communicate the findings of those research. So this program, a specific program, has been included, and it will be conducted by IIT Hyderabad. So first program is going to start from the 1st March, and it will be, we are targeting 30 to 40 faculty from NIT system on pilot basis. And idea is that we will disseminate whatever research work they are doing, how to communicate the results of those communication, or how to do patent writing. So these are the way in which we can also focus on because we all know that citation is one of the key parameters for ranking of institution, etc. We have also added one component, capacity building program for training of administrative staff. So even if some faculty who are involved in some administrative role, they can attend this program. This is online program. So we have also done a lot of, it is not that we are static, whatever feedback we are getting from the institution, we are open to change, we are doing changes, we have done a lot of modification. So when we had interacted with Southern Zone MMTTC, some suggestion was given, so whichever suggestions we found were good, we included in our correct modification of the guidelines. So this is the way we are also moving forward. We will, during the course of today and tomorrow, whatever good point which emerges, we will take care of that. We can do some modification. So our expectation is that whenever we conduct program, let us structure our training program to integrate NEP elements. I discussed what are those elements. So again, entrepreneurship, learning disability, mental wellness, any emerging issue which you feel that it is important and which has been stipulated in national education policy, you can include. You should include. Let us not carry forward whatever curriculum which we have designed some 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. So let us try to make changes so that make the program attractive enough that you are able to get enough participation. Selection of resource persons. So VC sir was mentioning about the quality of resource person. Let us not indulge into the process where we are calling resource person from each of our institution. Let us try to find out some good resource person who can really do some good inspirational changes into the entire training process. Beyond program, you have to conduct program, not only conduct program, but you have to make sure that you have to get the money utilized. So let us not leave everything to administration or finance. Try to impress upon them that after completion of the program, all expenditures are incurred so that we are able to utilize the funds effectively. Otherwise, what is happening after 31st March, we are having lapse of funds. So let us do a 360-degree process where we conduct program at the same time we utilize full amount. Follow-up mechanism, let us do some impact analysis, compilation of best practices which anyway you must be doing, so let us share those best practices so that others can also copy it. So focus on faculty development, outreach and awareness, so use social media handle, because in a lot of time we get feedback that we are not getting enough participation. So let us do some outreach activity about the programs being conducted. Merely announcing program on the portal is not going to serve any purpose. Inclusive and equity. So inclusion and equity, that is more important. So whenever you conduct program, make sure that you are reaching to the private colleges, private institutions also, because they are also part of the national resources. So their capacity building is equally important. So let us not focus mainly on private institutions, because there is a huge inverse outside this private public funded institutions. So let us do outreach activity amongst the private institution also. Modernize the teaching methodology, build leadership and research capability. So this you can do, you can carry out this, you can include all these elements whenever you design the program. Fostering collaboration and partnership. This is equally important, because we all know every time we think that whenever we call a good resource person we will have to spend money, but that is not correct all the time, because I will share. Today Sujata madam is here, so she is doing all these, attending this power. Whenever we call her, she is coming on her own pro bono basis. We are not paying anything. There are persons who are available to share their experience, to carry forward the message which we want to convey, which we want to include in the higher education ecosystem as envisioned in NEP. Similarly, in the next half also we will be having a session from Dr. Nagpur. He is also working on pro bono basis. So let us focus, let us have some collaboration, have a partnership with industry. Industry is not something which is untouchable. Industry is part of, NEP also talks about industry.
Ensure that our center will definitely contribute towards achieving MMTTP goal. We are delighted to share that we are also part of capacity building program. Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing. Moving forward, for the next presentation, I would like to call Professor Dr. Jagdish S. Joshi, Director, Gujarat University. Sir, please come up for your presentation. The presentation topic is NEP orientation, status and best practices to improve outreach. Sir, please.
Ghasidas University and the Vice Chancellor and all the authorities of this university for organizing such a remarkable workshop for all of us. It is a need of the time. I will stick to the time that is given to me, and I would like to share a few ideas which I am given a task about. Friends, as we are aware, this is a mandate and this is what we are doing here. This is what courses, this kind of courses we organize. These are the courses which my MMTTC has organized in the last 5 years. Just for your idea, I am sharing this. If I go to the details of my MMTTC, then we have been established as Academic Staff College since 1987, and till now we have organized around 824 courses. We have catered to 71,000 participants almost. And if I come to the status of NEP programs, these are the NEP programs of year 23-24. We organized about 7 programs, and in the year 24-25, we organized about 19 programs. Now I'm coming to the status of NEP programs. As we all are aware that the goal is to reach about 15 lakh faculties in 3 years. The programs doesn't have any registration fees. We are mandated to organize 2 online programs per month. That means 24 programs per year. 8 broad areas of NEP are identified. There are 2 sessions of 90 minutes each day on 8 working days. These programs are equivalent to 1 week FDP or STC. They are counted for career development scheme. There is a suggestive list of resource persons available on UGC-MMTTC portal. Not mandatory. We can invite resource persons of the stature. Outside of that also, the minimum number and maximum number is also identified, 100 and 200. If I go to the next slide. Faculty members, if I look at the eligibility, we all are aware, but just as I'm told to talk about the status, the faculty members of central, state, deemed to be university, private universities, institutions of national importance, colleges and other HEIs. This is the first slot. The second slot is faculty members of HEIs of various professional councils, AICT, NMC and all other councils. Contractual, ad hoc, guest faculty, teachers, tutors, demonstrators in HEIs, they are also, we can invite them. Research scholars and research associates, we can invite them also. So these are the eligibility criteria. Almost these kind of people, like I would say, active and self-motivated faculties would have attended these programs because we have almost completed 1.5 years, or we can say 2 years. Assistant professors of colleges and universities under UGC may have attended these programs, and PhD scholars also in big number would have attended these programs. This is what I understand out of my area and around in Gujarat. There is a need to target this audience. This is what I understand. Remaining faculties of colleges and universities under UGC, faculties under various professional bodies, which we have talked about, postdoctoral fellows, and senior faculties like associate professor and professors. These are the people who may not have attended this program. This is what I understand. Now straight I go to best practices which my institute follows. What we do is, I'm sharing few ideas. We try to regularly update our website of MMTTC. Apart from a portal of UGC, we try to keep the data on my website, and I guess all of us must be doing it. Creation of WhatsApp group for each course and program of MMTTC MMTTC, whatever we organize, sharing of announcement of new NEP course in each of these groups. Whenever we announce a new program, we share that link and everything of registration in that program. Sharing of information about NEP programs on various social media platforms like Facebook, X, which was Twitter, Instagram, Telegram, LinkedIn, and university and MMTT's websites. So everywhere, whenever we organize, we share this data on all these social media platforms of the MMTTC which we have created. Not only MMTTC, personal media platforms of the staff of MMTTC and university platforms. This is what we do each time. Yes, there is some problem with this. Will you go to the next slide? I guess there is some problem with this. Yes, please. Thank you. Creation of email group for each course or a program of MMTTC. Whenever we organize any program, whether it is FIP or any other program, this we have created these email groups since 2005. So we have many groups created with our MMTTC, and we share announcement of NEP course in each of these groups also. That is what also we do apart from WhatsApp group and social media platforms. Personal visits, this is also something we try to do, I myself or my staff members. So what we do is we do personal visits of university, and what we do is we don't do all in general. We do it generally for a targeted program. Say for example, we are having one program in next month. So we target one university, only one private university. We just identify that how many staff members are there. So we look it from the website, we count it, and then one of my colleague or myself, we go to that university or a private university or an institute of national repute. We have IIT, we have like that, or a college and other HEI to motivate them, motivate more participation in NEP program. So we target generally one or two, and we go there, we try to motivate them, we try to convince them that this is the program, we share the links, we help them that how to register and then we try to motivate them to register the program, and generally it works, and maybe 30, 40, 50% of them, they register for the program. Then we do is we try to request our offices to write a DO letter from the registrar or the head of institution of the above to their faculties to promote participation. So apart from meeting the faculties, we request their head of the institution to write a direct DO letter to their staff members to motivate them to participate in this, and we write a request letter to that head of the institution, and generally they follow this and they write such a letter, and that also helps in doing that. Next slide please. Another next is direct instruction and suggestions for attending this program from Vice Chancellor during various programs of HOD, head of the institution and principals. We are an affiliating university, and we have around 350 to 400 colleges and institutions of higher education affiliated to my university. So whenever there is a program where principals of head institutions of such kind of people, there is a gathering of kind of people, I generally prepare a small write-up of maybe 10-15 lines, and I give it to my Vice Chancellor and request him that during this speech he talk about such a program, whatever is a coming program, and he generally try to include that in his speech that next these two programs or three programs are there, and he instructs the heads that these are the programs, and please request your or instruct your staff to join these programs. What I did is I tried to meet three kind of officers in my state. The meeting with commissioner or director, because sometimes it depends on a position. Sometimes they are commissioner or sometimes they are director of higher education, technical education and health. And I briefed them about the importance of national education policy. They were aware about that. And then I talk about this NEP orientation and sensitization program. And I requested them to write a DO letter to the HEIs under them to motivate their faculties to participate in this NEP programs. And I got very positive response from these people, and they directed their offices, and such letters were written, and we got very good response from these offices also. Then the next thing I did was data collection of PhD supervisors and scholars from universities, private universities, institutions of national importance, colleges and other HEIs of nearby area or whatever is possible, and contacting these supervisors and PhD scholars and motivating them to attend these NEP programs. So whenever we try to contact them, maybe through their WhatsApp number or maybe through their email address, this is also one thing which we can do, and we get a response from these people. So this is also another one thing which we can try to go for. Please, next slide. Data collection of faculties from university, private university, institutions of national repute, colleges, other HEIs and their website, contacting them and motivating them to attend NEP programs. This is also something which we can think of and which we can try. We have been doing this. Exactly, higher education offices and the offices which we have contacted, from there only we got the data of all the state, and we tried to gather from the universities also, and we tried to email them, and even sometimes we try to call them on their phone numbers also, that this is the importance of this, and we try to call them in small numbers, not like big. Say for example, we have one NEP program and we want 200 participants, so we generally target about 250 to 300 participants only, and we make them, we write them an email, and we make my staff call them, and that is how we try to contact them. Then the organization of webinars for the faculties to sensitize them to attend the NEP programs. We try to do this once in a month like that, and we organize webinars also there. We try to discuss about the importance of this. We discuss about the profile of the resource persons who are going to deliver sessions, and what are the topics which are going to be covered during these programs. This is also very effective. Make a small video about the benefits of NEP program and registration process, because sometimes this registration process they don't understand much. So we created a small video helping them to understand the registration process also, and we try to share it like a reel on social media, and that also helps them. And whenever there is a question or any call comes and they don't understand, we share this video with them, and that helps them a lot. Organization of principal and head of HEI meet. That also we do virtually. So we try to organize webinars kind of thing, and we try to contact with them, so that also helps. We do it maybe 3-4 months once we try that, and that also helps us to understand them, their problems, and maybe to motivate them. Please, next slide. Collection of feedback video and write-up and sharing them on social media and website. In each program, what we do is we request participants to upload a small video of 1 or 2 minutes with us, and we have created one Google form for that. And in each program, we collect video feedback, as well as we create. We have collected a form for this feedback also, feedback form. Apart from that, we are collecting one small write-up, maybe 3-4 line write-up also from them, and this also we share among various platforms. Feedback about our programs. So that also works as one kind of testimonial, and that also motivate other people to inspire or motivate other people to attend programs at our MMTTC. So the sharing of testimonials from faculty members who have already benefited from this program also motivates other faculties to join this. Encourage faculty members to share their registration, participation and completion certificate on social media. In the valedictory, we suggest our participants that please share your certificates on social media. So share that you have registered and what benefits you have got out of this. So that also motivates others to join and maybe share their ideas. What we do is we utilize hashtag NEP 2020 faculty training or hashtag UGC-MMTTC orientation. Maybe you can also use this, so that becomes trendy and people use that for discussion. Send automated SMS and email reminders to register faculty with session details and completion deadlines. That also we try to do whenever it is required and whenever it is possible. So these are a few things which we do. And next slide please. So this is how we analyze our feedback also. These are various questions, whatever feedback we collected, this we analyze like this, and that also we share with the participants also. There is another slide, please, next slide. Like this also we analyze it and share with them that this is the feedback analysis, whatever you have given. Even we analyze the feedback of the resource person and we share the feedback analysis with the resource person also whenever they have delivered the session. Next slide please. We have created feedback links of the participants, and we have kept these feedback links on our website, and the videos are also, please next slide. So we have kept the videos also like this online SPP on NEP 2020 orientation. So that is a video. I won't show you the video, but just I have kept here. It is here. Go to the next slide. So the video is here. but go to the next slide. I have just kept 3 videos, like just click on that, so it will show you the video. And this is the creativity of the students. See, they try to create it in a different way, and they try to go to the next video. So like this, people record their video and they keep it on this our website. They upload it and then we keep them on our website. Go to the next slide. And this is how we have created a group of WhatsApp, and there also they paste their feedback, and then we keep screenshots, and then also we keep that on our website so that they get motivated and they read it and then they comment on it and they have some discussion on that. Please go to the next slide, and then go to the next slide. We have entered in MOU with some institutions also, and we have active MOUs with the institution, and we take help of them also, and we have collaboration with few of the people. Go to the next slide. So these are the collaboration, national and international collaborations we have. Go to the next slide. And this is our infrastructure, whatever we have at present for library and our classrooms and our computer lab and that. Next. We have a guest house. Next. This is the view from inside. Yeah, next. This is just a gist of whatever we have at present. The facilities. Next. This is the library which we have. Next. For research also we are doing a lot of things. Our journal is also included in UGC Catalyst, which we published from MMTTC, and we provide opportunity to participants to publish their papers. We have 2 patents at our work, and we have various other facilities. Go to the next. And we provide consultancy also. We have completed, we are giving consultancy to, we have given consultancy to 7 different people. Go to the next. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Everyone present here, especially Devi Sharmaji, Tripathi ji, here, directors from the various Malvi Mission Teaching Training Centers from the Central and Western Zone, and the officials from the UGC and Ministry of Education. First and foremost, Sadar Naman Malvi पंडित मदन मोहन मालवीय जी को, जिनके नाम पर ये अब रिक्रिस्टन हो चुका है हमारा आचार्य सी जो था. Yes, next slide please. Many of the things Professor Joshi has already described. There may be some repetitions, but the topic that I have been assigned to, that is what are the best practices that we are using to improve the outreach of the NEP orientation programs. Next slide please. So this is our Malvi Mission Teacher Training Center, which was established in the year 2006. And please, next slide please. So if we go by the distinctiveness, I think we are one of the few centers which has got the concurrence from the state government for the various academic and non-academic courses. And apart from the infrastructure that we are having, we are also having in-house guest house for the participants. Although now we have moved on to the online programs, but gradually we are going back to some offline programs also. And we have also been identified as the National Resource Center for the Arpit program for the psychology also, and 3 cycles we have completed. Next slide please. So these are the just a brief glimpse of the programs that we have conducted during the last 2 academic sessions. And during this year, since NEP orientation sensitization programs, with the last year 23-24, we had conducted 8 NEP orientation programs, and this year till date we have completed 15 NEP orientation programs, and today we will be completing the 24th batch of the NEP orientation program. And if we, next slide please, if we go by the number of beneficiaries that this programs have been able to achieve, next slide please. Over, we have been able to reach out to 850 participants last session, and this session till now we have reached out to 897, that makes up to 1,777 participants, and out of these participants almost 78% of the participants are from the Chhattisgarh and 22% of the participants are hailing from other parts of the country. Next slide please. Just I want to share with you, like before before this Malvi Mission teaching program was announced on September 5th of 2023. Before that, we had started with some NEP webinars as per the instruction that was received at that time by the UGC. And in this series, we had conducted 4 webinars specifically. And in this, these are the 4 topics that we had conducted on multidisciplinary education, then curriculum and credit framework, then open and distance learning and online education, and also regarding the digital credit transfer. And for these webinars, we had an reach of around 886 participants, which included the faculty members and research scholars from the different institutes. Next slide, please. And since the NEP orientation and sensitization program was announced, since the program was meant to start from October, but initially, as all the centers, we were struggling to drive the point to the potential participants, and we were able to start the first NEP orientation program in December 2023. And till date, we had conducted 23 programs. And next slide, please. So just to give you a glimpse, I don't know whether it is the best practice or not, but the approach that we have been using to increase the outreach of our program is to engage with the multiple stakeholders. First and foremost, we have been able to connect with the higher education department of the state, because being the oldest university in Chhattisgarh and having the advantage of being located in the capital city, we have been able to engage with the officials at the Mantralaya and also the Department of Education of the state government. And with their support, I will be sharing how we have been able to improve the outreach of our programs. Similarly, university officials have also been supportive to us in the terms that with the support of the Vice Chancellor and the Registrar, we have been regularly conducting many offline meetings with the principals and NEP coordinators of the state. And in this way, we have been able to encourage them to encourage their faculty members to enroll for their programs. And also, we have been trying all the other social media platforms and also the other groups that we are having who have been our earlier participants to register for our NEP orientation programs. And we have also tried to collaborate with the other institutes in the state. We have also tried to collaborate with other institutes in the state with whom we are having MOUs and trying to conduct some collaborative programs to further increase the number of participants. And also we have been trying to encourage the supervisors and research scholars to enroll for these programs. Next slide, please. So as I was sharing with you how we have been able to get the support from the state government. So incidentally, the NEP was implemented in Chhattisgarh during this session, current session of 24-25. So I think the time was just right for the introduction and encourage the participants to enroll for this NEP orientation program. And also 3 of the members of our university were also part of the task force for the implementation of the NEP in Chhattisgarh, with the Vice Chancellor of our university being the chairperson of that committee. So that helped us to further encourage the teachers to enroll for these programs. And with the support of the state government, we were able to conduct some offline programs for the principals and the NEP coordinators of the state. And these programs were fully funded by the state government. So in this series, the first program we had conducted just before the beginning of the current academic session on May 31st last year. We had conducted one day NEP sensitization workshop. And this program was fully funded by the state government, and this program was attended by the principals of both the private and government colleges and the NEP coordinators that were appointed as per the directions of the state government. And in this, we total, including the principals and the NEP coordinators, we had over 454 participants. And also another another, because the NEP program, NEP was implemented from this academic session in the year. So even the state government was very particular to drive the point to the teachers, because there was a lot of confusion that is revolving around the various provisions of the NEP. So with the support of the state government, we had designed one Train the Trainers program. And next slide please. So this is just one of the glimpse of the one-day sensitization workshop that we had conducted for the private and government colleges across the state. Next slide please. And this program, that is the Train the Trainer program, so in this we had conducted a 2-day residential program for the identified trainers across the state, and these trainers, they were identified by the state government, covering all the 33 districts of Chhattisgarh, and in total we trained 121 trainers. And these, because ultimately all these programs indirectly helped us to shift the focus, the need for the NEP orientation programs, and these trainers were further, they went on and went to train the faculty members from different colleges in the state. Next slide please. These are some of the glimpses of the Train the Trainers residential program that we had conducted with the support of the state government. And also we have regularly we have been conducting virtual meeting with the principals of the affiliated colleges, and last month itself we had conducted one principals meet with in the offline mode with the affiliated colleges of our university. So there are over 161 colleges which are affiliated to our university. So we could get 82 participants who came from different colleges, and this also served one of the platforms where we could, because once the message is going through the Vice Chancellor, it had an impact, and we have seen an increase in the number of participants that now are enrolling for our NEP orientation programs. Next slide please. And one more thing that we had introduced, because from this session onwards, we had got the directions from the UGC to conduct the short-term training programs for the administrative staff also. But last year itself, we had conducted 2 workshops for the non-teaching staff of our university. And this program was half-day program, so that they did not have to take leave, and they were easily relieved by the various departments of the university. So these 2 programs we had conducted. One was on the professional skills, and another one was on the records and office financial management. And in total, we could train 92 persons through these workshops for the non-teaching staff. Next slide, please. But there are certain challenges. I think that all the directors will agree with me that the challenges that we are facing to run these programs efficiently and to their full capacity, I should say, because we can take up to 200 participants for these NEP orientation programs, but still we are struggling to get those numbers. Yes, please, next please. So one is to connect with the potential participants. Second is to motivate the potential beneficiaries to register for the programs. Although it is easy for the assistant professors and the research scholars to enroll for the programs, but the majority of the senior faculty members are somehow reluctant or not very ready to register for these programs. And also one of the areas I think that is to be explored, the various professional courses, because till now there are very few participants who are coming from the engineering colleges or colleges which are providing courses on nursing or which are governed by the Dental Council of India. So I think there is a need to send a message to the Ministry of Education. I would like to request Devesh Sharma sir, so that even the teachers who are coming from those institutions which are governed by other regulatory bodies, they also are encouraged or some incentive is given to them to enroll for these programs. Next please. And also one very serious concern is the large number of dropouts that I think each of the centers is facing, because ever since the registration fees have been waived off, we see there is a large number of people who are registering for the programs, but once the program starts, we see that the numbers drops down to half, and by the end of the program, we see not all of those people are regularly attending those programs, so that makes us very difficult, because so much resources I know is spent on these programs, and the dropout is a concern, and I think there has to be some way out so that this percentage can be reduced. And I think all the directors are present here. We can think or suggest some ways in which this number can be reduced, because the capacity, we are not able to fully engage the capacity that these programs are offering. And next slide. So this is our team at Pandit Ravi Shankar Shukla University, Raipur, and I would definitely like to invite all the directors, whenever you have time, please do visit our university, because it's just nearby. And thank you very much for this opportunity.